各位嘉宾、女士们、先生们、朋友们，大家上午好。在这美丽的夏日，我非常荣幸地代表世界经济论坛，向来自世界各地参加第14届新领导者协会的与会者们表示最热烈的欢迎。我们非常荣幸地邀请到了中华人民共和国国务院总理李强阁下出席本届年会。我们衷心地感谢远道而来出席这次会议的几位外国国家元首和机构领导，他们是巴巴多斯总理莫特利阁下、蒙古国总理奥运额尔登阁下、新西兰总理
His Excellency Chris Hipkins, Prime Minister of New Zealand, His
范明正阁
Excellency
下
Pham Minh Chinh, Prime Minister of Vietnam, and Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of the World Trade Organization. We're also very grateful to the many ministers from China for their long-standing support and, of course, for coming to this annual meeting. We thank ministers from various countries around the world, the new champions, and leaders from all walks of life for coming. This is our return after 5 years to Tianjin, a city with a rich history, but at the same time one that's open and inclusive and full of modern dynamism. Here we'll be joining more than 1,500 participants from the political, business and academic communities, civil society and international organizations for in-depth exchanges and discussions on the theme of entrepreneurship, the driving force of the global economy. The world economy is now in a critical transition period. After 3 years of the pandemic, the economy is still facing multiple challenges, such as geopolitical tensions, weak growth, energy and food crises, climate change, and the energy transition. In this era of change, we increasingly need entrepreneurship. It is a spirit of risk-taking, pioneering and innovation. It is the ability to constantly seek opportunities, solve problems and create value with sharp acumen. It is an attitude of continuous learning, improvement and surpassing. It is a character of defying difficulties, challenges and setbacks. Enterprises and entrepreneurs are creators of social wealth, the main force of innovation and change, and an important driving force of global economic development. I believe that on such a dynamic and creative platform, we will be able to gain knowledge, friendship and inspiration. We will be able to enhance understanding, build trust and consensus. We'll be able to work together, overcome challenges, and create a common future. I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Chinese government, the city of Tianjin, and all sectors of society. It's your strong support that's made it possible for us to hold this important event. Now, it is my great honor to invite the host of this annual meeting, Mr. Zhang Gong, the Mayor of Tianjin Municipality, to deliver a welcome speech. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As the lush greenery of the season envelops us, the 14th annual meeting of the new champions, the Summer Davos Forum, is kicking off with a magnificent opening, welcoming a raft of fresh global leaders and familiar faces to the enchanting city of Tianjin. Premier Li Qiang will attend the event in person and deliver a keynote speech and engage in a conversation with you. On the instruction of CBT Tianjin Committee Secretary Chen Min'er, on behalf of the CPC Tianjin Municipal Committee and Municipal People's Government, I'd like to extend my warm congratulations and extend a sincere welcome to all the guests from home and abroad. The summer Davos Forum, deeply intertwined with Tianjin for 15 years, is returning to its face-to-face format after a 4-year hiatus. It has emerged as a vital platform for the global community to exchange ideas, foster enlightenment, strengthen bonds, and foster collaboration. Acting as a bridge, it facilitates deeper integration and communication between China and the rest of the world, while advancing Tianjin towards accelerated high-quality reform and opening up. At this junction, I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to President Schwab, as well as our esteemed guests and friends, for their trust in the city of Tianjin. President Xi Jinping has emphasized the vital role of people, particularly entrepreneurs, in driving market vitality and fostering entrepreneurship. Aligned with the development trajectory and expectations of all stakeholders, this forum, with its theme of entrepreneurship, the driving force of the global economy, is poised to contribute significantly to the revival and prosperity of the world economy, as the world undergoes unprecedented and accelerated transformations amidst a convergence of opportunities and challenges. There's an urgent need to stimulate and foster entrepreneurship for the innovative and sustainable growth of the global economy. In the face of new circumstances and challenges, our dedication lies in fostering an innovative social environment. We firmly uphold innovation as the foremost driving force to propelling progress, as a prevailing ethos of our time. Through pragmatic measures, we promote innovation, service innovation, and inclusive innovation, igniting a surge of innovative vitality. Equally, we strive to establish a fair and competitive market landscape. All forms of business entity are treated impartially, fostering an environment characterized by equal rights, opportunities, and rules, a space that is fair, convenient, efficient and transparent in the market. Moreover, we remain committed to an open, mutually beneficial, cooperative environment. We actively engage in international division of labor and collaboration, facilitating the unrestricted flow of various factors of production and continually enhancing investment and trade facilitation. Lastly, we're working towards establishing a market-oriented, rule-based and globally connected business ecosystem. We reinforce soft connectivity between markets, regulations and standards while safeguarding property rights and intellectual property within legal bounds. Tianjin, the earliest city to be open in northern China, has witnessed the emergence of a multitude of exceptional entrepreneurs, demonstrating a profound entrepreneurial heritage. Tianjin stands out with its notable advantages in its industrial base, scientific and educational innovation, ecological habitat, and ports and other transport facilities. Presently, we're currently studying and implementing the visionary principles articulated by President Xi Jinping during the symposium on further promoting Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei synergistic development. Embracing our new mission as a pioneer and a model in China's modernization endeavor, we're accelerating the implementation of the 10 actions aimed at promoting high-quality development. Our ultimate goal is to comprehensively transform Tianjin into a modern socialist metropolis, striving to provide an expansive platform for the growth of domestic and foreign enterprises alike. We're committed to fostering beneficial cooperation for all that propels the high-quality development of Tianjin. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, there's nothing we can't achieve with the power of collective efforts and wisdom. Let us unite, seize the essence of the era, foster deeper exchanges and understanding, ignite creativity and shared agreement, and forge a brighter future together. Lastly, I'd like to wish this forum a resounding success and all guests a delightful stay in Tianjin. Thank you all for your presence and support. Thank you.
感谢张公市长，欢迎致辞。
Thank you, Mayor
下
Zhang
面
Gong, for your
请
speech.
全体起立。
And now, please all be upstanding and let us offer a warm round of applause as we welcome the Premier of the State Council of the People's Republic of China, His Excellency Mr. Li Qiang,
世界经济论坛创始人兼
the Founder and Executive Chairman of the WEF, Professor Klaus Schwab.
Premier Li Qiang, distinguished heads of governments, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to the 14th annual meeting of the new champions here in Tianjin, China. This is a very special occasion for the World Economic Forum and myself, as we are returning to our summer Davos after 3 years, painful years, of virtual gatherings due to the pandemic. The theme of this year's meeting is entrepreneurship, the driving force of global economy. We are living in a time of unprecedented change and disruption, driven by advances in science and technology, by intense geopolitical tensions, as well as by social and environmental challenges. All those factors will impact the future of humanity. The world in those times needs bold and visionary leaders who can harness the power of innovation for the common good, and who can collaborate across sectors, regions, nations, and cultures to create a more peaceful, inclusive, sustainable, and resilient future. We are proud that you, the new champions of innovation from over 90 countries, have joined us here in Tianjin. You represent the brightest and best minds from business, government, civil society, academia, and the arts. You are the pioneers, the entrepreneurs, the disruptors, and the creators who are shaping the new frontiers of human progress. You are also the stakeholders who have a strong responsibility to ensure that innovation serves humanity and not the other way around. You are also today the stakeholders who have a social responsibility and environmental responsibility. For this special occasion today, we are extremely honored to have you here with us, Your Excellency Li Qiang, Premier of the State Council of the People's Republic of China. Premier Li is the ex-Premier of the People's Republic of China and a member of the Chinese Communist Party's Central Committee Politburo Standing Committee. Premier Li has a distinguished career in public service, having led the economic and social development of 3 major provinces, Zhejiang, Jiangsu, and Shanghai. He has also been instrumental in opening up China's capital market, attracting foreign investment and innovation, and creating new urban areas to address land scarcity. Premier Li took his office this March at China's National People's Congress at a critical moment when China adopted new COVID control measures and started to boost economic development, social dynamism, and international cooperation. China has set ambitious and encouraging economic growth targets of above 5% for 2023. In the first half year, China has made remarkable achievements in economy, in social development, in diplomacy, and in many other areas. However, like we all in the world, China is facing challenges in domestic consumption, employment, regional development balance, and geopolitical frictions. Premierly, you will share with us today's China strategy for the future development of China and China's roadmap in tackling the challenges it faces. We are very much looking forward to your opening remarks, and I know that participants would very much like to be enlightened in hearing your perspectives of China's economic potential, great potential, China's philosophy in global cooperation, China's opportunities for global companies, and many other issues. The forum, with its over 40 years of friendly and extensive partnership with China, today the second largest economy in the world, will continue to fight fragmentation and strive for dialogue, understanding, and collaboration as we stand for a future where nations have to work together for the collective well-being for humanity. We appreciate the long-term support from our Chinese friends, from many ministers who are here with us today as well. Thank you for your participation. Premierly, we are eager to learn from your vision on China and the world. Please join me here at the podium.
Professor Klaus Schwab, Executive Chairman of the World Economic Forum, Your Excellencies, heads of government, heads of international organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good morning. It gives me a great pleasure to join friends, old and new, here in the port city of Tianjin for the 14th annual meeting of the new champions. Let me begin by extending, on behalf of the Chinese government, warm congratulations on the opening of the event and a hearty welcome to all participants and journalists. This is the first in-person annual meeting since COVID-19 struck over 3 years ago. Everyone is following this closely. In the past few years, the once-in-a-century pandemic, compounded by transformations unseen in a century, has brought significant change to our world. On the one hand, the impact of COVID-19 still lingers. Unilateralism, protectionism, and deglobalization are on the rise. Global challenges are escalating, and regional conflicts keep flaring up. Instability, uncertainty, and unpredictability have become commonplace. On the other hand, the new round of technological revolution and industrial transformation is gaining momentum. Humanity is as steadfast as ever in pursuing peace and development. For most countries, the aspiration for win-win cooperation has grown even stronger. The world is standing at a historical crossroads. How should humanity navigate such turbulent times is a crucial issue of shared concern for people of all countries. I believe that we could draw some very important lessons from the transformations happening in the world in the past several years. I would like to make mainly 4 points and share them with you today. First, having experienced barriers, both visible and invisible ones, we should all the more cherish communication and exchange. For quite a while, face-to-face interaction, something we took for granted before, was made very difficult because of the pandemic. As the pandemic subsides, the visible barriers it caused will eventually be removed. However, the invisible barriers put up by some people in recent years are becoming widespread and pushing the world into division and even confrontation. This is a bigger cause for concern. Differences in human perception and the diversity of civilizations have been with us since ancient times. These differences should not be a cause for estrangement for different countries, different people, and different groups. Instead, these differences should become a driver for even more communication and exchanges. The absence of effective communication and the lack of comprehensive, holistic, and objective perception could easily lead to prejudice and even stereotypes. Living in the same global village, we, the humankind, must eliminate the visible barriers and, more importantly, remove those invisible ones. Different countries, ethnic groups, and civilizations need to deepen mutual understanding and strengthen dialogue to bridge differences and expand common ground. From my perspective, what is crucial for communication and exchanges is sincerity. Only by treating each other with sincerity can we truly know and understand each other in order to avoid misperception and miscalculation. Effective communication, even if it only brings understanding, not agreement, would help reduce many of the disputes in today's world. The World Economic Forum, I think, is an important platform to facilitate such mutual understanding. Yesterday, I met with Professor Schwab. I said back then that in the world today, the World Economic Forum is of crucial importance in today's context. We thank Professor Schwab. Thank you very much.
我想分享的第二个启示是，
The second observation I would like to make
全球性危
is
机的
that
冲击，
having experienced the shocks of global
应当
crises,
更加珍视
we should all the more cherish solidarity and
人类社会发
cooperation.
展史就是一部不断的
The history of human society is a record of human battles against and victories over challenges and difficulties.
没有任何一个国家
In face of a momentous crisis, no country
也没
can
有
stay
任何
unscathed
一个国家可以当枪
or
一
solve
把
the
的解
problems
决所有问题。
single-handedly.
团结合作才是
Solidarity
人间
and
正道。
cooperation is the right way
过去
forward.
3年，
In the
世
past
界各国
3+
为应
years,
对疫情挑
all
战，
countries
大家都
have
付出
fought
了
hard
艰巨的努力，
against the
展现
pandemic.
了人类团结一致、手
It
腕相
demonstrates
助
the
的
powerful
强大力
strength
量。
of humanity pulling together and looking out for each other in hard times. COVID-19 will not be the last public health crisis
全
humanity
球公共
faces.
卫生治理
Global public
亟待
health
加强。
governance needs to be enhanced.
我们现在摆在面前的全球性的挑战、
Meanwhile,
困难还有很
We're
多，
also confronted with a multitude of global challenges,
像债务
such as
崩塌
climate change,
像
debt risks,
增长缓慢问题，
slowing growth,
像贫富差异问题等等。
a
这
wealth
些
gap,
都是我们
etc.
人类现在必须
These
大家面
are
对
the
的
issues
重大挑战。
facing humanity.
人类命运休戚与共，
As a community with a shared future, we must cherish the gains of our cooperation,
要进一步树立合作
embrace
共赢
the
的理念
concept of win-win cooperation, and work together to tackle these global challenges
人类
and
文明
promote
进步。
human progress.
大家知道，当今时代不是一个
As you
单
know,
打独斗的
we no
时代
longer live in a era where we can go it alone.
个人英雄主义的时代已经
It's
过
no
去。
longer an era where we
现在这个时
champion
代
individual
是一个需要
heroism.
相互合作、相互借力的时代。
It is an era of cooperation and mutual
大到我们前
assistance.
面讲的人类面对的一系列重大问题，
From addressing
需要相互
the
合作
major issues
小到你
I
现在
mentioned
我们搞
above
一个科研的项目，
to making
都
breakthroughs
是需
in a
要
research
发
project,
挥团队的作用，发挥
Teamwork
各学科的作用，
and interdisciplinary strength
团结合
should be
作，
brought to bear.
在一定程度上已经成为我们人
One
类
could
的
say
一个重要的
Solidarity and
思维方式
cooperation
和
has
行动
become
方
an
式
important way for us humanity
这是
to
我
think
要
and
分享
act.
的第二点启示。
This is my
我
second
觉得这几
observation.
年给我们的第三点启示是，经历过
The third observation I would like to make is that having experienced the ups and downs of economic globalization, we should all the more cherish openness and
经济全球
cooperation.
化是历史潮流，虽然我们
Economic
在这过程当
globalization
中
is a
也
historical
碰到了
trend.
很多逆风、回头浪，但是经济
Despite
全
the
球化
headwinds
其发
and
展
pushback,
大势从来没
the
有
overarching trend of economic globalization has kept moving forward.
人工智能为
In
代表
particular,
新
the
技术
rapid
加
advance
速发
of
展
new technologies such as digital technology and artificial intelligence
更加有利的条
is creating favorable conditions for economic globalization. The world should not and cannot return to a state of mutual seclusion or
件。前几
isolation.
天我到欧洲访问，去了德国，
A few days ago, I was in
与很
Europe
多
and I
欧洲的
visited
领导
Germany
人
and
以
France.
及欧洲其他政界、经
I
济
had
界、企业界的人士
in-depth
进行了
exchanges
面对面
with
的交流，
Leaders
大家有
and
一
people
点
from political and business communities
都觉得我们应该摒弃
The prevailing
零和
view
博弈的那
is to
种思维
reject the zero-sum
回到
mindset
合作共赢
and
的
return
正确轨
to
道
the right track of win-win cooperation.
大家知道，现在在西方
As you
有些
know
人在炒作
some in the West
降依赖、去风险。
are hyping
我
up
认为在
the so-called
程度上看，
phraseologies of
这两句
reducing dependencies and
去依赖降
de-risking.
风险就是一个伪命题。
These two concepts, I would say,
经济
are
全
false
球化的发展
propositions.
已经是世界
As
经济
economic
成为
globalization
你中有
has
我
already made the
我中
world
有你的
economy
共同体
an integral whole where everyone's interests are closely
相互
entwined.
交融、相互依赖、
Countries
相
are
互成就、共
interdependent,
同发展，
interconnected
这本来就是这样
on each other, on their
它不是坏
economies.
事
We can enable each other's
如果
success.
说
This is
在
something
某
good
个产业
rather
链
than
上
something
有风
bad.
险，也不能有
If
政
there
府
is
或者某
risk
一个组织
in a
去说了
certain
算
industry, it is not the call or decision by
产业风险，
a particular organization or a single
它的感
government.
知才是最敏感的。
It is
企业
businesses
也是
that
最
are
有
most
发言权
sensitive and are
应该
hence in the
由
best
企业
position to
去
assess
做相应
such
的
risks.
判断
They
和
should
选
be
择
left to come to their
而
own
我们的
conclusion
政府
and make
及其
their own
相关的组
choice.
织不应该去越俎
Governments
代庖，
and relevant organizations
更不
should
应该
not overreach
将
themselves,
去风险扩大化、政治化、
still
意
less
识形态化
overstretch the concept of risk
这代
or
表
turn it into an ideological tool.
我们应当顺应时代潮流，进一步的
We must follow the trend of history, cement the consensus on
开
development,
放型世界
and continue our efforts
我们
to
坚决
build
反
an
对
open world
人
economy.
为将经贸问题政治化，
We should oppose
我们要
the politicization of economic
全
issues
球产
and
业
work
链、
together
供应链
to keep
安全
global
稳定
industrial and supply chains stable,
使经济全球
smooth,
化发展
and
成果
secure
更加
in order to
公平
deliver
惠
the
及
fruits
不同
of
的国家、
globalization
不
to
同的
different countries and groups of people
当然，我们
in a more
也不能
equitable way.
否认开放共享中
There is certainly no denying that with openness and cooperation comes competition.
竞合关系。
This requires us to get the relationship between competition and cooperation right, properly handle conflicting interests,
更多的
and in particular,
共同点
look for even more areas where interests converge. Simply put,
推进
we must work together
各项工作，
to advance
也就是把
toward
这个蛋糕
cooperation
做大。
in order to
做大
make
的蛋
the
糕
pie
才去
bigger,
分这个，才去研究分这个蛋糕。
and then
蛋糕
look
没
into
做
how
大
to
再
share
小
it
小的你再怎么
appropriately.
分都给一家
If the cake itself is small, even if we give it to one party, that is not something we are looking
发
for.
展当中，前提就
We believe
合
that
作一起
the
发展。
premise of development is cooperation. We need to
这
co-develop
么一段时
together.
间给我的启示。
These are the three
第
observations
四是
I made, and the fourth one
冲突
is that
和
having
动荡
experienced
带来的不安，
the anxiety caused by conflict and turmoil,
和
we should all the more cherish peace and stability.
没有和平，一切都无从。
Without peace, nothing
这是
can be
人类
achieved.
从历史中得
This
到的
is a hard
深刻
lesson
教训
humanity has learned from
100
history.
多年来，我们人类
In the past 100 plus
经历
years,
过
the
两
world
次世
went
界大
through
战
2 world
经历
wars
过40多
and more than
年的
40
冷战
years of Cold War
好不容易有了现在这
before the
个
humanity could
相
finally
比较
enjoy
稳定的发展
a
阶段
period of relative stability and development.
我们一定要倍加珍
We
惜。
must cherish it.
但是我们现在也看到了一些不应该出现的
However,
事
we are seeing quite unfortunate events.
还是有一些人在煽动
Recent years have witnessed repeated rhetoric by
仇
some
恨和偏见
to stoke ideological confrontation
不好的一些
hatred
言论
and
不绝
prejudice.
于耳，由此产生的
These rhetorics
种
keep
种
coming
围
up,
堵、打压，甚至举步
and
战
as a
争、
result,
地区冲
we are
突
seeing acts of encirclement and suppression, and even regional wars and
相关地
conflicts.
区人民带来了
People in the regions
深入
concerned
的灾难
have suffered
也对
deeply,
世界发展造成了巨大的
and
破坏
great damage has been done toward development.
和平、民主珍贵，
peace is highly precious, and development is never easy. It takes persistent efforts to deliver these two lofty goals. We must act in the common interest of humanity and live up to the responsibility for peace and development. We need to uphold fairness and justice, overcome the security dilemma, and work collectively to safeguard a peaceful and stable environment for development. In China's official lingo, we compare security to the number of one, and other things, the many zeros that come after it. In a numerical sense, without the number one, all the zeros following it would come to nothing. That is how crucial security is. I believe this is the case for a country, a region, and more broadly, the entire world. Peace and stability are a fundamental prerequisite for development and everything else.
A shifting world can be revelatory in many ways. In a nutshell, what is lacking in today's world, I believe, is communication, not estrangement, cooperation, not confrontation, openness, not isolation, peace, not conflict. We must act on the vision of a community with a shared future for mankind put forward by President Xi Jinping and jointly implement the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative. We need to press ahead by following the logic of historical progress, develop by riding the tide of our times, and work hard to build an even better world. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, as a responsible major country, China has all along stood firmly on the right side of history and on the side of human progress. Holding high the banner of peace, development, and win-win cooperation, China is committed to building world peace, promoting global development, and upholding the international order. Most notably, since the 18th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, we have focused on promoting high-quality development, realized the goal of building a moderately prosperous society in all respects as planned, ended absolute poverty in China once and for all, and embarked on a new journey toward building a modern socialist country in all respects. Today, the Chinese economy is deeply integrated into the world economy. China has developed itself by embracing globalization and grown into a most staunch force for globalization. Over the past decade, China has been an important source of impetus for the steady growth of the world economy. In the past 10 years, the Chinese economy grew at 6.6% on average annually. Its share in global economic output increased from 11.4% in 2012, which is 10 years ago, to 18% last year. That is the share of our economy in the world. That is 18%. China's trade in goods ranked the top in the world for 6 years in a row. On average, China's contribution to global growth was over 30% every year. China has been the biggest engine driving global growth. In the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic, China was the only major economy in the world that registered a
最近
positive
3年，
growth.
虽然我们大家都碰
In the
到
past
这样
3
那样的
years,
困
we
难，
have
但
encountered
是
various
中国经
difficulties,
济年均增长
but China
也
achieved
达
an
到了
average annual growth of
4.5%，高于
4.5%,
世界平均增速
which is
2.5 个
about
百分点左右。
2.5 percentage
在
points
主要
higher
经
than the world
济体当
average,
中，我们一直还位居前
and
列。
was among the best performers of the world's
我
major
们在
economies.
于各国经济联动发展的
As
过
it
程
pursues
当中，
interconnected
严
development with
格
other
履
countries,
行落实承诺，
China has
主动
honored
向
its
世
WTO
界
accession
开放市
commitments
场，
by
与世界
opening
各
up
国
its market
共
to the rest
享
of the world
发展机遇。
and sharing its
已经成
development
为
opportunities with all,
140多个国家和地区的
making
主要
itself a
贸易
major
伙伴
trading partner of over
中国
140
不
countries
仅
and
用
regions.
自己的发展改善了
China's
本国人民
development
的生
has
活，
improved the
也
lives
为
of the Chinese
各国人
people
民提供了
and also
大
provided
批
people in other
物
countries
美价廉
with
的
a
优
large
质产
amount
品，
of quality
为
yet
促进国
inexpensive
际自由
products.
贸易、稳定世界经济增长
China has
发挥
served
了
as an important
重要的
anchor
压舱
and
石
source of
和
impetus
动力源的
for
作
free
用。
trade and stable growth in the world.
在未来更长的时间内，
In the longer
中国
time to
将
come,
继续为
China
世
will
界经济
continue
复苏
to
和
provide
增长
strong
提供
dynamism
强大
to the
动力。
world economic
中
recovery
国仍
and
然
growth.
是世界上最大的
China
发
today
展中
is
国
still the
家。
world's
我
largest
们有
developing
14
country.
多亿人口，
It has a population of over 1.4 billion. We have a big economy,
我们的人均水
but
平
divided by
并不高
1.4 billion,
我们的
at per
人民
capita
的生活
level,
水平也不高，
our economic
我们发展
indicators and living standards
还
are
不
only
平衡
modest.
不充分。
Our
但这
development
个不
remains
平衡不
unbalanced
充
and
分
inadequate.
也是中国
And
今
yet
后
such
发展的空间
Imbalance and
和
inadequacy
潜力。
is also where China's
我
development
们正
potential
在
and space
认
lie.
真贯彻落实
We are
新
acting
发
on
展
a
理
new
念，
development
加快
philosophy,
构建
fostering
新发
a
展
new
格局，
development
努
paradigm
力
at a
实
faster
现
pace,
高质量发展。
and working hard
我们
to
将
achieve
在
high
扩
quality
大
development.
内需潜力，
We
激
are
活
introducing
市
more
场活力，
practical and
推
effective
动
measures to
城
further
乡
tap the
区域
potential
需要
of
发展，
domestic demand,
加快发
invigorate the
展
market,
方式
make
的
urban,
绿
rural,
色
and
转
regional
型，
development more
推动
coordinated,
高水
accelerate
平
the green
对外开
transition,
放
and
等等方面，
advance high
为推
standard
出
opening
更
up.
多、更加务实、更加有效的举措。这些举措
These
正
measures
在发
are
生
making
效
a
应。
difference.
从今年来看，中国经济
From what we
回
see this
升
year,
向好的态
China's
势比
economy
较明显。
shows a
我
clear
们一季
momentum
度已
of
经公布
rebound
了
and
经济
improvement.
增幅是4.5%。
GDP grew by 4.5% in the first quarter year on year and is expected to expand faster in the second quarter than in the first. We are on track to hit the growth target of around 5% we set for the whole year.
近期啊，一些国际组织和机构
Some
也
international
调高了
organizations and institutions have recently revised up their growth forecasts for
对
China
中
this
国发
year,
展前景的信心。
demonstrating their
我
confidence
们
in China's
完
development
全
prospects.
有信心、有能力，
We have
在
full
一个
confidence and
较
the
长的
ability
周期内
to achieve
推
the
动
steady
中
growth
国
of the
经济
Chinese
在
economy
高质量发
on
展
the
的
track
轨道
of
上
high quality
行稳
development
致远。
in a long
这
time to
将不
come.
断地扩大市
This
场规
will
模，
increase the
创
the
造
size of the
合作
market,
机会，为
create
世界经济
opportunities
的
of
复苏和增
cooperation,
长提供
and
源
provide
源
a
不断的动
consistent
力。
source of dynamism to the
同
world
时，
economic
也为
recovery
各国
and
投资
growth,
者提
as
供
well as
互利共赢的合
opportunities
作
of
机会。
win-win cooperation to investors from all
女士们
countries.
先生们、
Ladies and gentlemen,
朋友
friends,
们，中国人常讲“沧海
the
河
Chinese
流
people often
翻
say
行英雄
heroes
本
show
色
their mettle in the ”。
在
test
这
of
个
time.
充满不确定的时代，
In this time of much
更加
uncertainty,
需要企业家们以对市场
Entrepreneurs
的
with
深
your
刻理
keen
解和
grasp
把
of the
握，
market,
通过自身的积极作
your
为，
initiative
为
and
不
your
确定的
actions
时代
can
注
bring
入
greater
更
certainty
多的确
to
定
the
性。
world.
这次年会以
The
企业
theme
家
of
精
this
神
year,
世
this
界
year's
经
annual
济的驱
meeting,
动力
entrepreneurship,
作为主
the driving force of
具有
the global
很强
economy,
的现
cannot
实
be more
针对性。
fitting.
虽然我们不同的国家企业家的精神特质
Entrepreneurs from different
不尽相
countries
同，
may be distinct in different
但
ways,
但还是有许多共
but
同
I
共
believe
通
the
的
core
内涵。
attributes of
我认为
entrepreneurship are the
这个内
same.
涵
And I think they are
在创业创新
a
创
sharp
造上
sense,
企
relentless
业家们
drive,
的敏锐眼光
and
不
an
懈追求
extraordinary ability
和
to
非
act
凡的行动力。
in business startup,
我们愿意
innovation, and
与各
creation.
国企业家一道，
China wishes to
坚
work with
定
all
支
of
持
you
经
to
济
firmly
全球化，
support economic
坚定维护
globalization,
市场经济，
firmly uphold the market economy,
坚定支持自由贸
firmly
易，
support free
引
trade,
领世界经济迈
and
向
steer the world
更
economy
加普惠、
toward a
更有
more
韧性、
inclusive,
更可持续的未来
resilient, and sustainable future.
上周，中国人过了
Last
一
week,
个
the
传
Chinese
统的
people
节日
celebrated
叫端
the
午节
traditional Dragon Boat
端午
Festival.
节有一个很重要的运动，
An important
叫
sport
赛龙
for the
舟，
festival is
这项
dragon
运
boat
动
racing.
承载了
This
中国
sport
人祈
captures
求
the Chinese
风
people's
调雨
wish
顺的
for
美
fair
好愿
weather
望，
and good
也
crops.
昭示了众人划
It
桨
also
开大船
embodies
的
a simple
不是
truth.
道理。
When everyone paddles
让我
together,
们
they can drive a
抱
big
着
boat
合作
forward.
共赢的美好愿望，
Let us be
兴亡
united
促
in our
享，
wish for win-win
兴亡
cooperation,
一处死，
paddle together with
携
one
手
heart
推
and
进
one mind,
世界经济
and
这
steer the
艘大
giant ship
船
of the world
破浪
economy
前行，扬
toward
帆
a
远
brighter
航。
future.
预祝本次研
I
年
wish
会
this year's
圆满成
meeting
功，
a full
谢谢大家
success.。Thank you.
Premier Li, thank you for your insightful speech, for your 4 observations, and for your commitments to global cooperation and entrepreneurship. We have seen in your speech great confidence in terms of the resilience and growth and also of the potential of contribution of the Chinese economy to the world. But even more important, a strong commitment for global cooperation in addressing our common challenges together. Premier Li, let's paddle together. Thank you.